Been dreaming at night about this race, and I've been obsessing about it every day. I don't know why.
My first impressions of King of the Hammers is it's a little bit overwhelming. The stress level out here is about 100%.
You know, in my opinion, this is where the top dogs come and prove who's the best.
We're going to definitely make a large statement out here. I think we already have.
King of the Hammers is probably one of the most brutal one-day races in the country. It's got desert, it's got rocks.
Pretty much who's the best driver and can make their car last for 150 miles through some of the nastiest terrain in the United States.
My biggest fear is obviously to have a mechanical issue.
002. There'll be broken cars everywhere. People just kind of take themselves out of the race.
You know, trying to figure it out, it's a little bit of an eye-opener.
If I don't win, then I'm going to spend the next 365 days preparing to win.
I think we're definitely the underdogs. I hope to change everybody's outlook on that by the time we're done on Sunday.
King of the Hammers is like the most fun and the most frustrating race all at the same time. We come down here, we put like so much effort into this race, and it can go like one of two ways.
It is the ultimate test, you know, and I think it tests people all the time. You know, you see guys that are the best in the world doing it and having issues.
It's hell on earth, maybe? That's a good way to say it, I guess.
I mean, there's people that are just coming from all over the world to come race this one race.
Oh, man. I'm telling you right now, if the race car is still running after the race, it's going up Chocolate Thunder the last night. It's the best known rock race that there is, and so just to be a part of an event like this is super exciting for us. This race has never been won by a Can-Am. Pretty freaking nervous about this race, honestly. Look at that. Well, we could build bunk beds in here.
The worst part about it is you have a whole entire year to think about it. It's not like any of the rest of our Best in the Desert races where we race it and the next month we can try over again. We got to think about it for a whole year.
Yeah, guacamole. And by the way, have you heard guacamole yet? Guacamole is getting tagged everywhere. I love the Hammers, man. It's like my favorite race of the year. I just have a great time with it. Camaraderie, I like the hanging out, barbecuing. That's a blast.
There's more people that show up for the King of the Hammers as far as spectators and attendance than really any other off-road race throughout the year.
They name the road so UPS drivers can come and bring us parts.
I didn't really have too many expectations other than I heard it was crazy, but seeing it for yourself is completely different.
Say it again.
Red to purple, white to black.
King of the Hammers is completely different than anything we've ever done. We don't have any rock crawling experience whatsoever.
Hey, there's not much to see on the rest of that desert loop.
Yeah, but I'm gonna see it, by God.
Honestly, Hunter and I are a team. We actually used to get in a lot of fights, and my dad, he got us a couple of pairs of boxing gloves to settle all that. I thought we got here a week early and we had plenty of time to do everything, but it's been work from sun up to midnight every day, so. We found out about 10 years ago how if we're competing against each other and wipe each other out, then neither one of us comes out ahead. Really, the craziest part about this thing is just, you know, how much there is to do and how much there is to learn, you know, in such a short amount of time. I mean, there's a lot to learn in there and keeping the car together. This is a whole new challenge, you know, it's just, we like to step out of our box every year so that we can better ourselves as racers.
King of the Hammers is like super important on qualifying. You need to qualify in like the top 10.
We definitely want to be up front. We want to get into the rocks first. I'm new to the King of Hammers game. I raced it last year, but it's probably the race that I actually want to win, like all year. Like if I could pick one race to win, it would be this one.
Cody qualified first. I'll tell you what, this is the first time I've been nervous for a UTV race in a long time. Hunter, just go out there and run your pace and don't go off the track, and I guarantee you that you'll end up right there with me and Kyle. Kyle Chaney's just right there behind me, but we're about to go up there and watch my brother Hunter. Hopefully he can end up in the top 3 in the qualifying.
This is definitely a race of attrition, so we're definitely in the best machine. It's a pretty big deal for me. I mean, it's probably right next to killing my big buck. It's right in line with that.
Yeah.
Cell tower, it's my buck. You know, to anybody that hunts, I'd say the challenge is right up here with winning King of Hammers.
Yeah, I mean, qualifying's always tough. You know, I think there's like 140 cars, so you know, if you can get a top 10, I think that's a win.
You know, I didn't feel like good. Kept it together and ended up coming out second, so it's a good day.
It's just a really fun event. It's pretty much who's the best driver and can make their car last for 150 miles through, you know, some of the nastiest terrain in the United States. So.
Yeah, it's a little nervous, you know, when you're lining up for qualifying, you're watching the course just get beat up when you have that many cars out there. There's a lot of stuff going through your head. It was fun, 120 miles of rocks. It's crazy. This is my first time ever in the rocks, and just come up to it and the car crawls through everything. It's impressive.
You know, the King of the Hammers is one of those races that it's a bucket list, but there's different ways to do it.
Everyone builds crazy race cars, and I think you can do well with just a stock car.
It's a personal challenge. Just add that check to my bucket list, you know? Yeah, we did it.
It's definitely tough. It's definitely something new, but we're learning tricks as we go.
We're truly drivers, and we love racing, we love driving. So any opportunity there is to get in the mix with something that we're not used to, that they don't have where we're from, we're more than happy to jump in and race.
It's freezing out here. Feel good though.
Well, I feel like all the championships that I've won have been really important to me. If I come out here and podium or win this race, it's going to be the biggest, most important race that I've ever competed in. I'd be ecstatic.
We put in a ton of work getting ready for this race. I mean, we didn't really know what we were getting into, so we did our homework.
This race, to me, is probably one of the most technical races there is, so that's why I like it so much.
Man, honestly, I want this race more than any race we sign up for. This is the #1 priority right now.
It's tough to say that you got what it takes to come out here and win King of the Hammers because there's so many variables.
It's a test of your machine, test of your skills, endurance.
There's so many people that start and so few that are able to finish. And so just to get it done and get it to the finish line is a big part of it.
In my opinion, the desert is definitely the hardest part because you can overdrive the car in the desert.
You're going so fast out there. I mean, we're running 90 mile an hour through deep whoops, and it just takes one single little mistake to end your day.
You need to back it down a little bit in the desert. That way you can make it to the rocks, and then win the race in the rocks.
Kyle and I battled pretty hard. I'm used to racing Kyle, have been for years, so I knew he was going to be running a pretty hard pace, and I just tried to keep him in sight. I just was trying to stay calm and keep my stuff together.
We ran the rest of the loop. We came into Hammertown. Say we probably went into the pit, 30 seconds in front of Hunter.
And he came into a pit that I skipped and was able to take over the lead and get into some clean air again.
Hunter got in front of us and dusted us out. And there was a 3-foot ledge and it flipped the car over. That I was like, man, it's over. Now it's over. We just blew it. I really didn't think we were going to finish the race. I would say it was at least 5 minutes before we could get it flipped back over, and no one had passed us. And then it rolled down the hill. It didn't even register in my head that I was doing it. I mean, I was watching the car roll down the hill, and I was like looking for my shoes, and I found my shoes, and I'm like, oh, I can't put my shoes on because my toes are sticking my sock up. I took my fingers and pushed my toes back and then put my shoe on and went to run towards the car, and I could barely walk. So then I had to slide down the hill to get to my car. It was rough. I think they were free enough that it just probably dislocated both my ankles, and then toes on the right are definitely broken. So, I mean, I'd say we were down for at least 12 minutes, at least. Phil passed us, we dropped back to 4th and got back on the track, and we started catching up to Phil in the rocks. I did figure we were going to be able to catch Hunter. I knew he was way out front. We just kind of backed it down a little bit.
Thought I had a decent lead, but I didn't know for sure. We actually backed it down about 50% and just tried to stay very smooth and not throw the race away.
I think that it is like the toughest race in America. You drive in these trails out here and you're going, there is no possible way a car can drive up these things, and you just bash them up there and make it through.
We didn't really know what we were getting into, so we did our homework. I mean, we didn't have a single problem. We had a perfect day. Not one driveline issue, no flat tires, no damage to speak of whatsoever.
Just to get it done and get it to the finish line is a big part of it. A lot of variables in this race, a lot of opportunity for failure and breakage and rollovers and just anything that you can imagine. But at the end of the day, it's all about who wins. And King of the Hammers, everybody wants to be the king.
You got your current physical first place in back door.
Super smooth, man. Perfect line down back door. That is perfect.
There we go. Here it comes.
So all that's left now is to come on home, right?
Yeah. All right, we're going to have to get over here.
We think we just won.
Last lap coming in the infield, we were just screaming. We weren't even having a conversation. We were yelling, blaring the horn. I mean, this is Chad's first time to win this event and our first time at it, period. So to win, I mean, we were so over the top, we couldn't believe it.
Wow. Hunter Miller, Chad Hughes, first time ever racing King of the Hammers. You're physically first across the line.
Perfect. To be the first Can-Am racer to win King of the Hammers is beyond words, you know. It feels incredible.
I'm pumped, I can't believe it. You know, the whole race, we were out front. We're just trying not to throw it away, you know, and had it not been for Chad, I might have several times.
To come out here and not win the event, we swept the podium. I mean, that's the big deal here, you know.
I mean, I'm super pumped for Hunter. I mean, it was awesome, man. It was a really fun race. Like, I had a lot of fun. You know, despite what happened, I had a blast.
Yeah, I mean, Can-Am put so much effort into this race. It's crazy. Hunter and Bo and I and Cody, we've been out here training like crazy. But we got 8th last year and 3rd this year, so we're making improvements.
You know, starting in 2016, Cody and I have had a pretty dang good run. We come out here and win this, our first shot out. I don't really know what's next, to be honest with you. Definitely going to be back here and try to win this thing again.